Hey, good morning, everybody. It's KB5 MIQ Big Boy. I don't know if you can see it or not. I got another new ham radio cat in my lap. Come here, turd. Walk up here and say hi to everybody. This is, well, where's she at? This is Teeny. This was my grandkid's cat. They got allergic to it, so we ended up with it. Anyway, and the other ham radio cat's lurking here somewhere bad because that's in my lap. All right, a couple things we're going to talk about today. I'm going to add a little quick part 3 on my VHF repeater video. But first, I'd like to give a shout out to LDG Electronics. Y'all noticed some earlier videos I talked about trouble I was having with a tuner, with my old 897 tuner, and sent it back to them, and surprisingly, I got a new tuner in the mail from them. They replaced it, no questions asked. Replaced it with the newer YT, I believe, YT100. And thank you, LDG. That's really a way to support our hobby, and I hope people support y'all. That was very nice for y'all to do that. I really appreciate it. All right, add on a couple things here. I've had a few comments. Back one of my videos, part 2, got removed off of a page that's claiming it wasn't 6 and 10 meter Pacific. Well, actually, it is. All right. I just use VHF 2 meter repeaters as an example because that is pretty well the most prevalent repeaters out there. But if you look in the repeater book, there are 6 meter repeaters and there's some 10 meter repeaters out there. Especially when the band is open, 10 meter FM is a lot of fun. And it looks like the bands are going to start opening. So, you know, use the same principles apply. There's different offsets. You got PL tones and different, and they're all the same principle in using a repeater. The language is the same. Just you have to look up the specific specifications for whatever band repeater you're in, whether it's 2 meters, 6 meters, 10 meters, 440, 220 even. I think there's still some 220 stuff out there I'm not real sure of. I've never worked 220, so I can't answer that question. Next thing was brought up was the fact that if you use the repeater book app, sometimes the information is wrong, erroneous, and that's very possible. I'm not going to say that if people couldn't get in there and change it somehow, but here's by the same token, the repeater book, if they still print it, is published for that year. And say you purchase it in the middle of that year, and something's changed. It's already in print. They can't go back and change the book. So use them all as a guide. Personally, I think the app works pretty good, especially if you're traveling. But if you got a question about a repeater, and you know the repeater's in a certain area, and there's usually ham clubs, like I say, that are associated with putting those repeaters up, contact them. They've usually got a web page or they've got a Facebook page. And they'll be glad to answer your question. I've done that on a couple of Freedom Lake repeaters, and all of a sudden it went down and couldn't find out if it was working or not. And I just went straight to ask one of their members about it. All these things I talk about are just a guide and trying to help new hams understand this hobby without giving them condescending or just being plumb rude to them like a lot of ham radio operators for some reason still try to do. You know, we're all in this hobby, and I want everybody to enjoy it. And there's so many aspects that you can get into with this hobby. It's unreal. So find the niche you like in it and stick with it. Like I said before, personally, my favorite thing to do is just make HF contacts, preferably DX, but even states that I don't have. Actually, I got a state last night. Got Ohio. I'm going to send that man a card today. We got him on 10 meters in our nightly roundtable. So 10 meter band's opening up a little more. It's a fun band to use. Try it out. You can use it. You can work the world with a simple dipole, or if you need something a little better, there's other kinds of antennas out there you can put up. It's only limited by your budget. Anybody got any questions? Anything I can add to a video, please leave me a comment or suggestion. I enjoy doing these. My subscriptions are climbing every time I put one of these up. I'm proud of that. Trying to promote the hobby. And like I said, W5DLX, WD5HKV, and myself are always 3 or 4 nights, usually 4 nights a week, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. We're on a 28-450 or real close. There was a net opening on 28-450 last night, so we moved to 28-453, but we're usually in there about 7:45 p.m. Central Standard Time, somewhere in that area. We try to be on 450, but if we're not there, just tune around and you can hear us. Please check in. We enjoy that. That's the reason we hold that little nightly roundtable. Jeff and I started doing that back in the 90s when I first got licensed, when the band was really open. You make a lot of contacts, a lot of friends that way. It kind of helps promote the hobby. New hams, jump in there. Test the water out. Get in there, call CQ. The only way you'll learn this is getting there and start trying it. Everybody have a great weekend, a happy Thanksgiving holiday. Thank y'all subscribed. I really appreciate it. Y'all know I always say this, my email's posted on my QRZ page. Everybody have a great week. This is KB5MIQ Big Boy 73.